the Ruger American Predator in 6.5 Creedmoor. Magpul style clip. Paired with the Vortex Venom 5x25x56 first focal plane. A great little package. Okay, so we are upgrading the Ruger American. We went with the Vortex Venom, and that replaced the Vortex Diamondback. So let's compare those two scopes real quickly. They are both first focal plane scopes. Let's start with a few numbers here. 4x16x44, and this one's a 5x25x56. What do those numbers mean? This is the magnification here. So it's a 5 times magnification. It goes from 5 at the widest to 25 at the maximum zoom. This one is 4 times zoom, from 4 to 16. This one has a 44 millimeter optic out here, and this one has 56 glass out here. So this is bigger, which allows more light to come in, and so you can see better, especially at a higher zoom. One of the other things that we look at this is the main tube right here. On the Venom, this is a 34, and on the Diamondback, this is a 30. So I have to switch out new rings when moving to the Venom because the tube is 34 instead of 30, requires bigger rings. And so those are some initial differences between the two. And as you can see, the Venom is a much bigger scope. And then looking at the length, the overall length of the Venom is 15.25, where the Diamondback is 14 inches. So it's 1¼ inches longer. This one's 23 ounces versus 35 ounces, so significantly heavier with the 56-inch distal glass, and the 34-inch tube creates a lot more weight. So when I went searching at 100 yards, these are both great scopes. And at 100 yards, I would say the Diamondback just has a little better eye relief. I just like it a little bit better than the Venom. But the Venom allows me to reach out farther. So when I'm reaching out to 300, 400, 500 yards, that one is going to be very helpful. And that's why I put it on the 6.5 Creedmoor. My 22 Magnum is probably not going to go beyond 100 yards. So for the most part, and even at 200 yards, I think I can probably get on my target fine with that 16 magnification. Now the reticles on these two This is on the Venom, and this is on the Diamondback. Now the Diamondback just has, the crosshairs come to a complete X, and on this one, I don't know if you can focus on there, but there's actually a dot in the middle, so that is kind of nice. But both reticles are very easy to see when you're out in the real world using them. The turrets are very nice. Now they do have this magnification kind of grab bar, so I do like that. But this one zooms fine too. It's a little bit stiffer on this one. That one was pretty stiff initially too, so I think over time it will loosen a little bit. And to mount this, I use the Monstrum one-piece mount there with the 34-inch rings. And I had almost put it too far forward for this one. Any further forward and I would not be able to use it. Well, I'd have to slide it back some. But as it sits now, I have to get in there really tight, which is good, to get a nice tight hold on my shoulder with this thing. And you can see quite well, very crisp glass on both of these scopes. If I had to compare the two, I would say the Diamondback is maybe a little bit sharper in the glass, but of course you got a better zoom on the Venom, which was nice going out distances, to be able to just blow that bullseye up and see exactly where my dot is in the middle. It's nice. Now this Monstrum too does have a little level in it, to make sure that your cant isn't off. But been very impressed with these two scopes. There's what we took out to the range today. 22 Magnum and the old 6.5 Creedmoor. Pair of Vortex scopes. You want to hunt for something big or something small, we got it all. Okay, so today after a little practice, we went out at 100 yards with the 22 Magnum, the Maxi Mag, just a 40 grain bullet. We got about 1 1/4 inch groups there, centered nicely around the bullseye. Now on that one, I did about a 2 MOA hold vertically, and on this one we shot the Federal Small Game, which is a 50 grain bullet, and once again we got about a 1 1/4 inch grouping, but it was a little bit high to the right. I did a 4 MOA hold because I thought it would drop a little more being a heavier bullet, but I think I should have stayed with the 2 MOA hold, and it looks like about 1 MOA hold to the left. So try to apply the data from these groups, so you know when you get down to 1 or 2 types of ammo, you know how to hold, because if you got a nice tight group but if it's 4 inches off the target, you just missed your groundhog or your squirrel. So yeah, this one's with the 22 mag, it centers up pretty easy, and the Federal shoots a little to the right.